and just give a honest answer before we even watch it, I would tell you the thing I always tell people about content, which is I know people who work 9 to 5s that could never make content because it's too much. I know people who stream or make content that could never work 9 to 5s, and it's not even close, right? So, with that said, the unicorns, the people who can do both, and not just do both, right? This is not me trying to big up myself, but the people who can do both at a really high level are the unicorns. I can name a few. Alyssa, bad news, tap into her content. She does both, and it amazes me, truly. There's a guy named Josiah Roebuck who I met at a party once, right? He does both. I think he was on Love Island and he worked at, I'm not going to say the company he worked at, but you get the point. Those people are really like unicorns. Most people have to pick one or the other, right? So I'm really intrigued to see what people have to say. What are the talking points? And I think the problem is going to be this: not people who work 9 to 5. Most of them never make content, so they don't understand what it means. Same thing with people who make content. Maybe they worked a couple little jobs here and there, but they never worked a true, like they were never like a VP at a company, right? They were never, in a astound program at a company. So they may be thinking about 9 to 5 literally as, oh, desk job, you're just sitting around. No, there's some really engaging 9 to 5s, right? So let's get into it, man. Let's do it.
Imagine being able to build anything just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
The motherfucking bullshit job and slave for fucking pennies.
See, that's the thing is you're right. You get up every day, you go through the motions. You don't have to get a good night's sleep. You don't have to be focused. You don't have to be locked in. You wake up, you go, you flip some patties, maybe you sign a few envelopes, answer a few phone calls. With streaming and social media creation, you have to be on your game 24/7. It's like a switch that never
when you're a
turns
mail
off.
carrier, I'm a mail carrier, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. I get treated like shit every motherfucking day.
We have to deal with thousands, tens of.
I'm telling you, I knew the disconnect was going to happen. These guys who stream are like, we got to be locked in. I'm streaming right now. Yes, I got to be locked in. It's true because I have an audience, but at the same time, there's no lives at stake, right? No one dies if I have a bad stream. I might make less money. He might make less money, but some of these guys who work 9 to 5, the job might be garbage truck man. Garbage truck man, if he makes a bad turn, he kills 3 people. Truck driver, if he doesn't stop on those brakes, if he's not engaged, he kills 10 people. I always am dumbfounded when people try to make certain jobs sound like they're not really high stakes when they really, really are, right? If the garbage man doesn't come for a week, all of us, our cribs will pile up with garbage, we'll have rats. So let's
thousands of people critiquing every little thing we do, every decision we make, every thought we have.
You guys got it made, man. I wish I had it made like y'all.
We don't have to sign a few envelopes and put them in a mailbox. We have
got it gravy, bro.
What's the next trend? What's the next idea? Oh my God, I have to stream today.
I got dogs that want to bite my ass every day.
And you have lunch breaks. You have lunch breaks.
Hey, wait. Why you got, all right, bro.
We don't have breaks. We're on 24/7. You got high energy 24/7.
I wish I could be at home like you and get back and get paid.
We're not even at home. We're walking around. We're walking around doing things, going to parties, doing all this stuff.
I got to slave just for not even 100,000 a year. I got to work double overtime. Bullshit.
Okay, what about this? You're guaranteed to get paid. You have a steady rate.
I don't work. I don't get paid. As simple as that.
Yeah, but you have a guaranteed pay if you work. That's your decision if you don't want to work.
I got to work at the job for
If I don't go live, I don't get paid either.
You don't got to deal with people spamming L's.
Yes, we have people in the chat.
Bruh, these niggas, I'm not going to fade. I came into this saying I was going to probably be in the middle. But as someone who works 9 to 5 and someone who's streaming, I'm keeping 3 stacks. This is enjoyment for me. And I'm not trying to be a dickhead about it because, I don't have the following these guys have had. They've put in immense work to get the followings that they have. But spamming L's in the chat, if that's the worst thing you have, or making $1,000 less, when you on average make 6K a stream, that's nothing compared to the dude that has 2 kids at home, struggling to make ends meet, paycheck to paycheck, grinding it out, physical labor, and not even just that. I knew there was going to be I knew it was gonna be, you know, an age gap sort of thing, but this is nasty, man.
Spamming L's. Oh, this is boring. We don't like this video. You have to create content. Imagine you have to be high
This nigga said they spam L's. He said, hell no.
energy. Oh, hey guys, how's it going? You guys like this stream?
That's me 24/7. I'd rather do that.
So why don't you become a streamer?
Man, that's what I want to do. F that. F does not define shit.
If streaming is so easy, how come every single person in this seat is not a streamer?
People are lazy. They want to put in the work.
That's their fault.
I get called fat all the time.
Oh, so what? I can call fat and chubby. All my homeboys call me chubby, fat,
Well,
whatever.
That's your homeboys, though. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's your
Yeah.
homeboy.
Yeah, and you right, homeboy. You right. But check this out.
Fam. Oh my gosh. I don't think these people understand. They're like, oh, why doesn't everyone become a streamer? Everyone kind of is, right? The market is saturated. That's why they're even there, right? It's just classic economics of scale. You have so many people, only so many can be successful, only so many can make money. You know, I don't think you always get to define how hard something is by how many people are in it. More so how hard something is by the experience while you're in it. But this is, oh my God.
I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go out there and get that bag.
I think she's got something she wants to say.
Oh my gosh, wait, we're seeing flags.
Unfortunately, these flags are actually useless. We decided to use a timer instead because we suck at explaining things.
So you raised your flag. Is there a reason you did
Yeah,
that?
because I was actually a cook for 15 years. So that means for 15 years, I had to get up practically every day, get dressed, go to work. And I had to deal with not only adults, but I also had to deal with children.
We deal with children every day.
We
too.
deal with tens of thousands of children and adults.
The Lacey Thugs are. Do you not know who the Lacey Thugs are?
I can't go out in public without 10 kids coming up asking for a picture. You know how hard that is in a life?
Isn't that special?
That is difficult.
How long do you think this is going to last?
Forever.
Forever.
You think this
hopefully.
is going to last forever?
I hope so. You just proved my.
And this is when I come back in the middle a little bit. Like my earlier example, when you are working a day-to-day job like a chef, one bad day, you do something poorly, you make the food poorly, you don't cook the meat all the way, you kill somebody. You could kill somebody. And the streamers don't really understand that. Now, on the flip side, streamers have influence. These guys all have influence, and I'll give them credit for that. With their influence, they can coerce people into making bad decisions. And funny enough, we've already seen so many streamers coerce young people to make bad decisions. And so there's a lot of pressure that comes with that too. But to demean the 9-to-5 people, I think is just, it's disgraceful because the whole economy is built off of it, right? The guys who get to stream or get to play in the league or get to do whatever, they're really the best and biggest beneficiaries of the system that we've established. But the people who are cooks every day, delivering the mail every day, who are police officers, who are firefighters, who are clocking it in at the office so you can have that debit card and don't have to worry about the money going away, those people really are the backbone of the society. And it's almost going to become a poor and rich type of thing. Not to say that these 9-to-5 people are poor, but you know, a lot of these streamers, they're sitting on M's. They're sitting on M's, man.
Point for me. I don't have that security that's going to last forever. Having a job, being
That's
a
why
cook,
you gotta grind.
you have that security of, oh, I have a job, I have a degree, I have this. This could end for me tomorrow.
Hypothetically, if you all of a sudden you lost all your followers, what would you do?
I know what he'll do. Get up.
No, I'm asking
Trigger
him.
warning.
I'm asking him. What would you
Job.
do if you lost completely all your YouTubers? You had
Hey, I'm not gonna. I don't even fuck with that. I really don't fuck with that. Like I was about to laugh, but he thinks that's funny. That's not even funny. You feel me? Hold on, man. Let's watch that back.
what would you do?
I know what he'll do. Get up.
No, I'm asking
Trigger
him.
warning.
I'm asking him. What would you
Job.
do if you lost completely?
Man, I always tell people this, bro. I wish we didn't pay as a society so much for entertainment, because if you really sit down and think about the value of entertainment and what it brings to society, it is so minimal to what the value of the people that work a lot of the 9-to-5 jobs actually bring to the table. The educators sit with your kids for 8 hours a day. They educate your children, right? Police officers, 8 to 12-hour shifts surveying the streets. Chefs, 8 to 12-hour shifts, making sure you have good food to eat. right? The food packagers, agriculture, farmers, the list goes on. They're laughing. But if we got rid of 9 to 5 people, they wouldn't have anything. They wouldn't have anything. And if entertainment wasn't paid at a premium, and instead we paid a premium to those things that are necessary, like doctors, they wouldn't be laughing because they would be dirt poor. It wasn't until the advent of the internet 20 years ago that streamers were able to look like this. So I know what I'm going to name this: entitled streamers and what they think. And it's funny because I'm streaming, but I'm not streaming thinking that it's lame to work a 9 to 5, because I also work a 9 to 5 and it provides for me and it does well and I have a value add to society. But even if I didn't have this current 9 to 5, I'd still want to do something else, because I don't even think streaming is enough of a value add just for yourself, but to society. But okay.
All your YouTubers, you had nothing. No one watched you anymore. I didn't even watch you anymore. What would you have to do? You would have to actually have to go to work.
They laughing. A lot of them, their parents were supporting them with these 9 to 5 jobs, and they're cooking it, bro. It's not funny, bro. I'm trying to laugh and be akiki, but this is not funny to me, bro, at all.
Did I just cuss at you?
That's a slur. If I did lose all my followers,
He said that's a slur.
Why don't you own an apartment building? And I'm serious right now. Let me show you a path that could change your life, your financial future. My name is Tyler Devereaux, and I'm going to show a sneak peek right now of some of the game-changing strategies.
I would probably buy a couple houses and start my real estate empire.
Okay, so then you would have to actually go to work. You would actually have to go to the office.
And I would think that would be a much easier job than streaming.
You gotta go into your setup though and sit in front of studio lights and read the chat and be interactive.
But no, he lost everybody. He lost everybody. He has no followers whatsoever. He would have to turn around.
You're proving my point.
You would have to turn around.
You're proving my point on why this is harder, because I could lose it all tomorrow.
Yeah, but you could lose it tomorrow.
If let's say you're a cook, right? Let's say you got fired. You have hundreds of people lined up. You can go cook over here, cook over there.
You don't understand the economy. It's actually not that simple. If you lose your job, it's extremely difficult to find another one, especially in this economy. The thing about the streaming landscape, entertainment, these people get canceled and they're able to reboot and revitalize their careers. You know, shout out to Neon. He went on the Breakfast Club and got grilled the other day. But Neon was able to go and revitalize his career, right? After having a career where all he did was troll people, say racist things and negative things about other people. And I'm not trying to, just ish on him, but I'm trying to make the point that in the entertainment industry, you make such big bucks that you don't have to spend them. And if everything crashes, you're still way more wealthy than the average person. In the 9 to 5 space, high chance that you're living paycheck to paycheck. And if things come crashing, you can be homeless. So that's the difference.
You could be a private chef.
You could be a private chef. Exactly. I don't have
I want to see somebody else, man, because
no personal.
What
You know how hard it is
you a registered
to
nurse?
have.
When did you get a break? You clean boo boo.
When have you ran a 3-minute ad? When have you ever ran? You never ran a 3-minute ad.
comparing a 3-minute ad to cleaning up doo-doo as a...
You're short-handed.
Talk about the fake relationships that you have.
Oh my God.
Now
It's fake
think
on
about
social
this.
media.
Think about this. Imagine
Sure.
every little person. We call them parasocials. They judge your
Parasocials.
relationships. You can't go out to dinner or have a girl take a picture in your car without them finding out and
I
judging
got
you
caught with
based
my
on it.
ex.
I got
in
caught with
public.
my ex, and I got treated like I was a pedophile for it.
But mental health,
First of all, how old is your ex? Second of all, let me not speak on that.
mental health. When you stop caring about what people think and what they say about you, do you. And that's a big problem with younger people. You care about what people think, social media, what they say about you.
I knew it was going to become an older people versus younger people thing. The thing is, I wish they brought in a young professional like myself and maybe a hybrid guy. I do both. I don't do both at a high level, though. I just do my 9 to 5 at a high level. But, it's like some of the people I mentioned earlier, had they brought some of those people in to really take them through it, right? And I'm curious now. Now I want to ask my friend, like, what she thinks.
That's our
job.
You said you're a nurse, right?
35 years.
What do you think's harder? 24-hour open surgery, like when you're helping with, the doctor, et cetera, or 24-hour stream?
24-hour open surgery.
Oh,
You
brother.
short-handed.
We're saving thousands. You're saving one.
Are these people insane? 24-hour open versus 24-hour stream? Okay. You can't make this shit up, bro. You literally cannot make this shit up. I thought he was going to actually draw some logic here. He said we're saving thousands. No, you're ruining thousands. You're ruining thousands because all you guys do. Play the damn tape.
All right, so you said 30-day subathon, right?
Yeah.
My argument is that none of you guys actually did any of the work during that, and it was all your filmers, your editors, your producers. All these people back here are the ones doing the work. You guys just show up and have fun.
He's shitting on them. That's the real tea. That's why I'm saying we need young people to call these niggas out.
They didn't do anything.
It's a group project.
No, because here's the thing.
That's bad takes.
That's bad takes. That's bad takes. That's bad takes.
No. They wouldn't have any work if it wasn't for us, though.
I would even go as far to say as every person in this room, we keep them employed as well. Because here's the thing, we get sponsors from these companies that have 9-to-5s, right? These companies, hold on. These companies are not viable without influencers to push the brand and keep them in.
Incorrect, my friend. Oh my gosh. Just go look at the companies that sponsor you in their financial statements and their histories. I'm telling you right now, way before streaming was ever a godly thing, they have been doing well and very successful. Procter & Gamble owns almost all of the consumer good products that are mainstream that we know in our grocery stores, like baby oil and lotion and baby wipes and diapers and Dove soap and you name it. They don't need you. You're just in the space, so they're like, F it, we'll go in the space. Sometimes you guys, oh my God, you see, I'm getting frustrated, man, because it's just. And I hate that this dude is the representative of these guys because it's like he clearly, one, has never worked a job. Two, his parents worked real jobs. Three,
business.
Have you ever worked a real job?
No.
So how would you?
So how the hell would you know? Man, if you've never worked a real job, how would you know, man? I have some stories from work too.
No. I have worked a real job.
What was your real job?
I worked 8 months. I worked a double. I worked Walmart and Panera at the same time.
He worked Walmart and Panera, guys. And I told y'all that was going to be the disconnect in the very beginning. He worked Walmart and Panera, which means he's never sat in an office with a spreadsheet in front of him or a deck that needs to be completed within the same day. He's never had to teach himself a real new skill because those are jobs that you can come in with no experience. Chances are he may have not even went to college. And I'm not trying to gas these things up like they're super difficult, but there's something to be said about the physicists, right? The engineers, right? The high financiers. These are intelligent people. They're not idiots walking around just saying, oh, yeah, it's 9 to 5. I show up to work and it's very mundane. They didn't really bring anybody in here. And I'm not even saying I needed to be here, but I wish they would have brought an astrophysicist, for example, to come in here and say, hey, have you ever been on a private jet? Do you know why the private jet works? It's because of us. I wish they brought in someone that was a medical doctor and said, have you ever been to the hospital? Do you know why you went to the hospital? Because you could count on us. If you guys all disappeared today, we wouldn't need anything from you. It would just be another form of entertainment missing. We'd all go to Netflix.
For a year.
Why is she laughing? Bro, it's not. She's making me mad. Why is she giggling? I actually feel like they're wrong.
Bro, is this white boy the speaker of these men? Here we go. I want to see someone else speak.
Stay organized? I've experienced this myself, and it's called chronic impulse control, where you prioritize short-term actions like gaming and social media until it's the end of the workday, and you still haven't gotten anything done. And I'd waste the day prioritizing.
This is entertainment, but this is entertainment. But my question to you is why? Absolutely. So do you truthfully, you can sit here and think that working at like a Foot Locker or something like that, I'm just using that because that's the best example, is harder than a streamer?
It depends on what you are saying the word hard means to you. Because
in the sense of everyday activity.
The problem is these guys really think everyone just works at Foot Locker. They don't want to bring up a real job. If they brought up engineer, they wouldn't even, they would all go mute. If they brought up astrophysicists, they would all go mute. They keep bringing up Foot Locker, Walmart, and Panera Bread. And no offense to those people that work those jobs, but come on. There are some tough-ass jobs out here. Oil rig, working commodities. Oh, my.
Some people around here said, I got to wake up at 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, we have to do the same thing.
Sure.
Some people do that.
And you deal with yourself.
No, we deal with millions
When
of people.
you're creating that content and you have your phone,
okay,
you're dealing with you and yourself in that phone.
Okay, so what happens?
You're not dealing with
Not true.
workers and you're not.
That's not true at
dealing
all.
with-
I have an
Okay.
editor that I pay who relies on me. If I stop doing
Which
any
is
type
labor.
of content, he loses
So when
a job.
you go to your job, when you go to work, rather than punching a card, you pick up your phone or you turn on a camera.
Okay, so when you punch the card, let's say, who's above you? Your boss, right? What happens if he just takes the business and he says, we're not doing it anymore? You lose your job.
if the work is picking up a phone or turning on the camera as opposed to going in with a bunch of people and having to multitask.
I'm sorry. I had to read the comments. This is terrible. This is terrible. And this is organized by FaZe. I think they literally got the dumbest people, not the dumbest people, but people who don't have real fleshed out debates about it, to come have these arguments. I can't even watch this anymore, man. My gosh. I want to type a comment. I'm a little lit right now, so I'm not even going to, but I can't watch this anymore. It's too painful, guys. I'm sorry. I have to quit on this because it's pissing me off. I thought this was going to be funny in a real debate, but when we talk about what's harder, to do in your lifetime, right? My gosh. Go watch the movie Oppenheimer, right? Go watch the movie Malcolm X. Go watch the movie, Inglourious Bastards. Why do I say that? Because they're all movies surrounding different professions and the difficulty of those professions. Streaming is cool. It's tough to get a lot of followers. It's tough to be popular. But for the most part, it's not life or death. For the most part, it's not solving complex equations, right? In order to make something manifest in reality. Some would tell you, yes, Kevin, it is in a way because we're solving the algorithm and the da-da-da-da-da. You don't even realize there's someone who designed that algorithm. That's how deep some of these professions go. There's someone at Google that works under the YouTube arm that designs an algorithm that actually promotes your content. That person has a difficult job because they have to follow 15 different regulations and understand 15 different things about human behavior and psychology and 15... You just go on and make a viral video with a thumbnail that's about something irrelevant, and your value to add in society is almost next to nothing. And I'm sitting here on a stream saying this because I have work on Monday. But not because I have work on Monday, but because I felt the pressure of work versus the pressure of a stream. I wish someone could type L's in the chat all day so that I could make $1,500. Live, but that's not the case. So this was painful to watch, man. Let's see, how many minutes in are we, dude? I feel like I couldn't even get it. Yeah, we're 30 minutes in, man. And I just try to stream for 30 minutes a day. So I appreciate y'all for watching this. I'm sorry if I got a little over emotional, but this frustrated the hell out of me because I do both. I'm only good at one, but I can tell you the streaming piece, I'm like, oh, this is easy. Right? If I got paid the same amount I do for my 9-to-5 job to stream, it would be relatively easy. Versus clocking into my 9-to-5, I'm like, guys, come on. It gets difficult. And I'm not going to even say I pick one or the other. I just wish there was more consideration from both sides because I think it's a pretty neutral argument, but definitely leans on 9-to-5 because 9 times out of 10, they're responsible for our lives, and they're the reason our economy is as strong as it is. Yeah? So I'm devastated, man. That being said, you guys have a good night, man. Shout out to everyone who tuned in. And that's that.